We have reached a crucial junction in our journey, the doubters. Now, before we get started, I do need to warn you, this video will hurt you. If I do it right, if I am successful in my goal, it will be hard to watch. But on the other side, I hope there's some healing. There we go. Here's the story. Yes, Srixon, the global golf company, really did tell me that I should quit golf. It told me that I should give up on this dream of going pro. There was nothing special about me. So how did this all happen? It started with an email. I sent this email, which I will put entirely on the screen for you. If you want to read it all, just hit the pause button right here. Finish reading the email, but I'll sum it up. I sent this email to a local Srixon rep, basically just saying, hey, look, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. I noticed Srixon's not really represented in YouTube, and I just want to establish a relationship. You can see clearly in this email, I wasn't asking for anything. I wasn't asking for an opinion. I wasn't asking for a set of clubs. I just wanted to establish a relationship. I understand I'm not in a place for sponsorship right now. And you know, if I got a hat out of it, cool. You guys like to clown me in the comments for hating on Titleist but wearing a Titleist hat. So I thought, hey, maybe I'll get a Srixon hat and have a little more congruence on the channel. But then I got this response back from the local tour rep, and obviously I'm gonna keep everybody's names out of this. And he said, sounds good, let me forward you over to the tour side of things. I was like, sweet, that only took like 2 hours. Tour guy emails me back, says, we can offer you this mini tour promotion, but we don't really work with YouTube. And I thought, no, that's cool. Not really what I'm looking for. Like I said, I wasn't looking for clubs. I wasn't looking for a deal or anything like that. Just wanted a relationship with a brand whose clubs I liked. And I thought that was that. And then I went to play Oak Point the next day, less than 24 hours later, and you guys saw live the call that came through from Cleveland Golf. Call popped up on my phone, it said Cleveland Golf, and I thought, wow, this is gonna be pretty sweet. It's lunchtime on a Friday, so I thought, devoting some pretty important time to me, thought these guys would want to get out of the office. Again, I'm going to keep his name private, I'm going to keep his position private, but suffice it to say, it went up the line a little bit from the two guys I'd already spoken to. And he asked me to talk a little bit about myself. I don't want to misrepresent him at all, so I'm just going to stick to strictly how our conversation went here. He asked me to talk a little bit about myself, and so I told him my whole spiel. This is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. I'm trying to inspire people. I want to show that dreams are not dead, and I want to connect with people like me. At which point, he took the conversation in a different direction, said I was not good enough to qualify for their mini tour program, which I said, I figured, I assumed it wasn't what I was looking for, as you remember from the previous email. He then said there was nothing unique about me. My story was not special. And that he spends more time trying to talk people out of going pro than anything else in his job. To which I had no response. He said I was not good enough to compete on the level with these guys, and it was not worth my time to continue playing. Again, I've already turned pro. Sorry, buddy. It's already happened. And he started this phone call by saying, my email should have never crossed his desk, but it did, and here we are, and he wanted to say thank you for the extreme compliment that I paid their brand. I didn't think I paid him an extreme compliment. I tried to be nice, but I wasn't gushing. But that was the guise of this phone call. We then continued the conversation for some reason. About 10 minutes in, he talks about my former profession as a counselor and says he would never have trusted a 25-year-old marriage counselor if he and his wife of 30 years had gone, to which I, again, said nothing, because what the hell does that have to do with golf or anything we were talking about? But I guess he felt it was apropos to attack me on another thing that I no longer do, by the way. So once we were done with that, it was an 11-minute phone call in total. He said, thanks for the kind words about Srixon. You have my number. Please keep me up to date on your journey. Why would I do that? Made it very clear he did not care about it. That's the story. That's how we got here. That's why I'm filming today. And you'll notice I'll use Srixon and Cleveland Golf interchangeable. They're both part of the same company, Dunlop Sports. So I'm going to use Srixon and Cleveland interchangeably here, just for the sake of simplicity. We're going to keep talking about the Srixon guy, but this video has a more important meaning. Everyone has a Srixon guy in their life. This is the part where I want to connect with you guys. This is the part where our stories line up. We're going to talk about the hero's journey. What is the hero's journey? Well, simply put, it's a story that's been told 1,000 times. It's one that inspires us, one that empowers us, one that moves us, and it does so because we all relate to it. It's essentially just a narrative arc. And it's important here because we are all on our hero's journey. We all have our own hero's journey. My hero's journey is with golf. And I'm displaying it here for everyone to see in hopes that you might find something you relate to, something that you connect with through my story. One of the first big parts of a hero's journey is crossing what they call the first threshold. Now, the first threshold is basically the point of no return. It's when you enter the new world. You're no longer in the same world you used to be in. You're no longer the same person. We crossed that threshold on May the 2nd when we turned pro. Things have changed now. Things are different. A year ago, we were simply getting ready, preparing for the tour, this dream, this untouchable thing. But now I've been recognized in public, on the golf course more than once, from this right here, from total strangers. We've crossed the first threshold. There's no going back now. We are on a different and new world. Boy, that came out weird out of that rough. Yikes. Shortly after crossing the first threshold, the hero reaches the next milestone. Test, allies, and enemies. This is our first look at the new world. What do the new characters look like? What is the new setting? How does it differ from the old world? At this stage, the hero asks the question, who can be trusted? And the question, are you ready for this, is asked of the hero. The hero's commitment is tested. We have to know, can the hero really succeed? For you, this stage may be accepting a new role, trying out a new job, changing careers, even changing majors. Decent. For me, Srixon guy presented himself as the archetypal enemy, the doubter, the naysayer. And if I'm honest with you, his words hurt me. They bothered me. And given his former career as a successful college coach, I even started to believe him. What he said may have some truth in it. And for the rest of the round, every bad shot served as confirmation he was right. Whoo-hoo, that one rung around the rosy. This is the pivotal moment of the journey. It is not what Srixon guy says that's the problem. It's not what your Srixon guy says either. There's a Srixon guy in everyone's life. Dime a dozen. It's what we choose to do with it that's important. And this is the part that could hurt. What did you choose to do when you were denied the promotion? When someone said you weren't good enough? Someone told you to quit? This is the part where we could look back with pain and regret if we chose to give up, if we chose to listen to them. If I chose to listen to Srixon guy and quit golf, it wouldn't be him that made me do it. I would be choosing to quit. But this could also be the healing portion, because each person's life is not just one hero's journey. It's made up of many. With each new challenge, we are asked to embark again. So if you said no in the past, if you let Srixon guy defeat you in the past, you can say yes in the future. But first we have to accept our power of choice, our power over our own choices in our life. That was a hosel rocket if I've ever seen it. The allies, enemies, and test junction of the hero's journey is not simply just about the hero learning the new world and the potential threats. It's maybe more importantly about the hero learning about themselves and how to conduct themselves in this new world. I think for me, a big portion of this part of the hero's journey is learning how to accept our power of choice over our actions. Accept our power of choice over things we can't control as well. I can't control what Srixon guy says. You can't control not getting the promotion. But we can control what we choose to do with that information. And right now, Srixon guy is the first archetypal enemy we've met. He's the first doubter we've met on this road. And I'm choosing to let him be just that. A doubter, a naysayer. Someone who doesn't believe in the journey. No more, no less. I'm choosing to let him be a signpost that says we're headed in the right direction. We're on the right path. And we are headed squarely for the next milestone of the hero's journey. The belly of the whale. This is truly not meant to be a Srixon hate video. I still love my irons and my wedges. That being said, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, Mizuno, if you want to reach out, I'm still looking for a new hat.